Hello, my dear listener. I am glad to see you on my channel. Today I will tell you about the terrifying history of the city. Enjoy watching. If you think your neighborhood is terrible and exudes noxious vibes, then for comparison, take a look at Manshiyat Nasir, known as the City of Scavengers. It is a large district within the city limits of Cairo and, by all accounts, the most disgusting slum in the world. Local residents are hereditary scavengers who have been bringing garbage here from all over the multi-million capital for several generations in a row. It is all the more surprising that the representatives of this caste endure all hardships stoically and even with some degree of optimism. We definitely have a lot to learn from them. Manshiyat Nasir is a separate district of Cairo, sandwiched between the central, western, and southern parts of the city. Historically, it was a place of compact residence of Coptic Christians. The Copts are an archaic people, direct descendants of the ancient Egyptians and one of the first nations to adopt Christianity. However, in Egypt, which was captured by the Arabs, they were practically pushed out of society. Many of them are outcasts and marginals, doomed to the dirtiest work. In Cairo, they are called Zabaleen, meaning trash people. Please like this video and subscribe to this new channel and you will see many more interesting and useful things. Zabaleen is a close-knit and isolated community, which over the past 70 years has turned into a kind of untouchable caste. Their whole life is connected with garbage. Men drive around in old pickup trucks and donkey-drawn carts, collecting waste all over Cairo. Then these fathers of families bring the garbage home, dumping it on the streets of their neighborhood and in their homes, after which their wives and children start sorting. Until recently, there was no government waste disposal system in Cairo at all. The Zabaleen are too good at cleaning and require almost nothing in return. In 2003, the mayor's office signed contracts with private companies that took over part of the city, ousting the garbage people from there. However, after that, the Carians began to complain. They are used to having their trash picked up right at their door, completely free of charge and on a regular basis. New contractors force citizens to carry waste into bins and even charge money for cleaning in the form of utility bills. In addition, companies sometimes fail to cope, and areas of Cairo that are spared from Zabaleen sometimes turn out to be littered with garbage. Another reason why the Cairo government is in no hurry to part with Zabaleen is the efficiency of their work. These people literally live off their own junk smarts. As a matter of fact, in Manshiyat Nasir, where 250,000 people live, only 70,000 Zabaleen collectors are. However, the entire area exists due to further recycling of garbage. Bottles and plastic are recycled, new things are immediately forged and smelted from metals, paper and cardboard are also recycled, and food waste is eaten by pigs. Thus, the garbage people manage to use from 80 to 90% of the extracted garbage. Private companies barely reach the 25% mark. The hardships of life in the City of Scavengers hardened the Zabaleen, and the reluctance of Egyptian society to contact them gave rise to a unique isolated culture. The inhabitants of Manshiyat Nasir are stoic and even optimistic people. They are not discouraged, although they are forced to work from the age of 7 until their death, overcoming illness, stench and ostracism of society. Zabaleens are devoutly religious adherents of the Coptic Orthodox Church. They cut down 7 underground temples in the rock of Market Hill, including the largest Christian church in the Middle East, the Church of St. Simon the Tanner, capable of accommodating up to 20,000 parishioners. Life in Manshiyat Nasir is even more terrible than the photos suggest. Back in the 1980s, the infant mortality rate here was almost the highest in the world. 1 in 4 newborns died due to the appalling environmental situation. Epidemics of tetanus, typhus, and the devil knows what other diseases periodically covered the entire area, and almost all of it is devoid of basic household amenities. Many still live without electricity, running water and sewerage. As if that wasn't enough, the Market Hill, which is sacred to the local Copts, periodically crumbles, which leads to disasters. For example, in 2003, a mudslide claimed the lives of hundreds of people. However, this is nothing compared to the fires that are constantly burning entire neighborhoods. Surprisingly, many residents of the City of Scavengers do not want to leave their neighborhood. This is especially true for the older generation and middle-aged people. They realize that they can do nothing but work with garbage and find a very contradictory source of joy in their faith. Before the mass migration to Manshiyat Nasir, they were attacked and harassed by Egyptian society. However, now Muslims do not interfere in their religious life, preferring to pretend that Zabaleen simply does not exist. For the older generation, life in the City of Scavengers is a long-awaited decade of stability after hundreds of years of ordeal and conflicts with the Arabs.